Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your April 2020 general reading. I hope this finds as many of you safe from harm as possible. I thought I would try and contribute something to the community. I'm sort of at home, not really able to get out very much, and I thought I'd sort of just do some reading. So you've got the regeneration card. This is the opposite side of the death card. So potentially signs of spring, things coming back to life. I'm not quite sure how that's going to play out yet. I have to say, probably one of my favourite cards because it sort of shows up when you feel, you just think, oh my gosh, all is lost. And then here comes the sign of spring. And we're going into April, so even though we're dealing with very, very intense circumstances, Capricorn, I am really hoping that we're going to start seeing some hope and possibility. So I've actually missed reading for you, Capricorn, actually, funnily enough. I just haven't had the ability to do YouTube. But I have thought about you a lot, so let's see what's going on for the sign of Capricorn. And actually, boys, gosh knows when these will be uploaded. I've been uploading videos since 9 this morning. It's because everyone's at home, and anyhow, can't moan. Let's have a look. High Priestess. The Ace of Wands, okay? So what you want is the Hermit card. The gift is the Ten of Cups. The challenge is the Ace of Swords, which is clarity, vision, being able to see clear. Nine of Pentacles in your money and your relationships, right underneath the Hermit card. So these are both the same card. These are both very introspective cards. Trying to digest your experience, find clarity, work things out. King of Swords in your money and work. Ten of Pentacles at soul level, which is very, very good, Capricorn, if you've been having financial difficulties, because this is quite a good, it's probably the best wealth card you can get. And then you get the Two of Wands as the outcome. Not everyone's favourite card because there's still that feeling of lacking, not sure where you're going next, lacking a little bit of clarity. All the twos represent that, trying to regain a sense of balance. So behind you is, so this week basically, you've got the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords. The High Priestess is very much about contacting your depths. You've got a lot of these. This whole pillar is very, very much about that. Very sort of inward focus. The High Priestess is about dream time, the visionary. And the Ace of Wands, as some of you might be having some new ideas, new sort of goals, new ideas emerging. I like the fact that they're emerging from the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is so much about your intuition. Yeah, she's that the dream time. You know that sort of saying people had, oh, I just had a hunch. That's what both these cards are about. They're about hunches, acting on hunches. And sometimes we act on these hunches and they don't play out because sometimes they're very, very coded, but there seems to be some sort of intuition, some sort of hunch coming through. And I wonder if that's why you're getting so many cards about the Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles are cards are about digesting your experience. So we digest our experience in order to move forward. Yeah. Until cycles are complete, then it's never a good idea to move forward because we just repeat the past. We just go round and round the merry-go-round. So what you want is the Hermit. There ain't many people who's not going to get the Hermit this month, guys. Okay, that is the main card. The Hermit's going within, self-reflection. It looks like some Capricorns have been on a little bit of a... Some of you might have had a feeling you've been on a very rocky road for a little while. And it's like, oh my gosh, this has been very intense. And feeling the need to stop, reflect, regain your wisdom, regain your steps. Now the gifts are the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups tends to be about sharing yourself with others. It is the happy family card, whatever that means, because that means so many things to so many different people. There's a rainbow. When the Ten of Cups appears, I often think that a storm has passed, okay? And there's light and there's clarity beginning to dawn. And maybe that's what the regeneration card is. There's a lot of energy of the heart, of lightness, of joy coming back, you know. And it might not be one of these weeks, months that... It's funny because the Ten of Cups is about sharing. But these are all very focused on your own vision. And almost stepping back from the world in order to consider this vision. How can I manifest it? What's my plans? Because the King of Swords is showing up in your money and work. The King of Swords, he has a crown, basically. And he's got this crown. It can be about an executor trying to... some of you might be developing a vision about what you want your future to look like. The challenge is the Ace of Swords, though. So why is the Ace of Swords the challenge? When it's a challenge, it's it's around the Ace of Pentacles. So maybe lacking clarity about how you could bring this vision forward, lacking clarity about how you've got 3 aces showing up. Some of you might be lacking clarity around financial issues, but it's all the aces. So the aces are all about these new beginnings, bringing something into life, like birthing something, yeah. And they are the challenge, because it ain't going to be time. This is not the month to birth something, Capricorn, unless you're having a baby or something. It's just not the time. It might be a time to have some plans about how you could be. So the King of Swords has his crown and he has his sword, and he wants to be in control of this area of his life. But the whole vision yet, how to bring it forward, is not clear. And it's just not the right time anyhow. 2020 might not be the right time. And maybe 2020 is more about having it possible to have as much stepping back energy as possible. I'm not talking about the fact that we all have survival needs that we need to meet. But I'm really, really, really not convinced 2020, at least for the next few months, is not going to be about birthing these new aces. It's completion cycles we're in. Let me carry on. 10 of Pentacles at soul level. So again, the 10 of Pentacles is a very open card, and I can't help reading it with the 10 of Cups. So there might be good news around family issues, financial issues connected with the family. There seems to be a line of very, very good news coming this way, okay? But the aces are still the challenges, so it's quite odd here. Because it's almost, this should be the other way around. And the aces should be here, but the 10s would be the challenges. So bringing things to fruition. But it seems to me there's a lot of new ideas about for you, Capricorn, but it's probably not the best time for these aces to be planted. Okay? It's like you imagine you were setting up a new business right now. It's really, really, really not the time. Which is really, what's really odd here is, tell me more about the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. I don't even want to touch these cards. I mean, these are two of the best in the tarot, whatever that means. I mean, yeah, it's with the Six of Wands. So there's some sort of victory. There's some sort of prosperity, a lot of emotional happiness, and an awful lot of success here. But I think the biggest challenge, and tell me more about this King of Swords, because he could be an executor, you know, someone who's got a really strong vision. And what the King of Swords would want to do is get these ideas off the ground. It's definitely not the time. You're even ending in the Two of Wands, which is about still that sense of uncertainty, what's coming next. Then you do get the Chariot, which is that moving forward. And I do hope that by the end of April, things are going to start to move forward again. Okay? But this King of Swords, he doesn't actually move yet. He's building ideas. He's seeing the potentials, but he's not quite moving yet. I think this is about finances. It could even be family money. It could be inheritance. It could be gifts. Things that have came full circle for you and are bearing an awful lot of fruit, which means you might want to take it further. It's not the time to take things further, Capricorn, at the moment. You know what I'm going to do? I had to do this for Virgo as well. Theirs was more relationships, but I am going to just pick 3 cards for your relationships. I haven't done this for everyone, so I hope everyone's... But your reading wasn't as complex as usual. Actually, it was pretty straightforward in a way. It's almost like, I want to be alone. I just want to shut the world off and go inwards and reflect. That's it. I think it was Libra who got that as well. But all these aces, I think, were the birthing of new ideas about the future, but really, really, really not yet. So 3 cards, please, to tell me what's going on in Capricorn's relationships. Although it would not look to me that relationships were your main thing, to tell you the truth. God, you've got 3 major arcanas. The Hierophant can be a Taurus, or it can be... It showed up for Virgo. The Hierophant is about commitment. It's the marriage card. The Hanging Man is about letting go of control. And then the Lover's card, okay? What's this Hierophant about? I mean, it's a lovely card with the 2 of Cups. So there seems to be definitely someone around here. The Hangman. Everyone goes, oh God, don't give me that Hangman. It's about suspended animation. What you want is the Hermit card. So I'm really, really not surprised that the Hanging Man's showing up for you. This could be some sort of relationship dynamic, but the energy is either going to be that a division comes up, a separation comes up, and you don't get to see each other, or what you're doing, Capricorn, is you're just sort of taking yourself away from the fray, yeah? Taking a step back, because that 9 of Pentacles is about digestion and reflection. And really, when she shows up, it's almost this... I mean, a lot of us are going to have this enforced isolation. It looked to me that you weren't that bothered about having enforced isolation. But the Hanging Man would sort of clarify that as well. This is a sort of sense of not being able to control things, either the other person, either because of circumstances or because of some sort of issue in the relationship. What's Capricorn's advice for their relationship? Get the Six of Wands again. So there's going to be some sort of success after struggle. And who's the person they're dealing with, please? Oh God, they're the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands and the Lover's card is almost the same card. It's dealing with someone who's at a bit of a crossroads. And maybe that's what the Hanging Man is saying. And that's maybe why some Capricorns are almost going, oh, you know what? You know a card like the Ten of Swords? And you just go, taking a step back and looking out for yourself and deciding, let this situation unfold. I'm not going to chase it. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to look after myself and rest. Health, Nine of Pentacles, Virgo rules health. And that King of Swords with those aces is a challenge. It might just be, there's been a lot of new ideas that you can't get off the ground. I think it's going to be the same for most people. That something's happened and all our plans have been derailed. And that definitely feels what's going on in your relationship dynamic. I get another message for you about your relationship. Oh gosh, yeah, you got the Blessed card as well. Virgo got it. And quite often that Blessed card can, I don't know why, it sort of shows up the way the Ace of Cups shows up. And it can be a relationship that brings quite challenging dynamics with it. And I didn't mean that in a negative, but it just does. That makes us grow. That's what a soulmate is, isn't it? A soulmate is someone who makes us grow beyond our limits, out of our comfort zone. And there's some sort of disruption going on here in your relationships. It's not a disruption like the Tower, or a disruption like the Five of Swords can be a challenging disruption. This is more a pause. And whatever you've got going on around all these aces, Capricorn, it's just not the time to act. It might be a time to plan. But it's definitely not the time to plan any of those aces. And maybe some of your plans have been derailed. But the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups looks fantastic. And both cards of completion and happiness coming back again, maybe after a very, very challenging year so far. Okay, Capricorn, I hope that helped. I'm going to have to go. I'm sort of losing my voice a little bit. Much love to you guys, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.